everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids and this is my review of the Velodyne SPL-800 subwoofer. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you around the unit itself, also what you get inside the box and the setup procedure, and then give you my opinion on this awesome looking piece of kit. Now before I show you what you get inside the box, a big thank you to Henry at Velodyne for sending me this out to review. Without further ado, let's show you what you get inside. Now the first thing you're going to discover inside the box is this little cable here. This is a really important piece of kit because it contains on one end a microphone just here, and then on the other end we have got a 3.5mm sort of input jack, and this is going to aid in setting up the correct levels on the subwoofer. Really important because the subwoofer is there to deal with the lower frequency range when you're listening to music and mainly movies really, and it's not really meant to be able to be distinguishable, so you're not meant to be able to tell where the low frequencies are coming from. So really important cable there. We've also got a little stand. I'll show you what this looks like. So this is for putting somewhere in an appropriate place in your room, and then you use this to just sit that microphone on for the setup procedure. Next item we get is a little remote control, and this is used for accessing the presets, changing the phase control, etc. Really nice that they include this. Not a lot of subwoofers come with a remote control, so nice to see that the SPL-800 Ultra does actually come with a fairly decent sort of control device with it. Next up is the power cable for powering the device, and then we also get a little pack with some extra bits in. Let's just show you this. We get a user's manual, and this guides you through absolutely everything you're going to need to know about the subwoofer. We also get a product warranty sheet, and then we also get a warranty card which we need to return to Velodyne. So the first thing I want to show you is the front of the unit. Now on the front here we've got a nice sort of cloth mesh grille. You can remove this and it will reveal the subwoofer driver underneath there, and we just pop that back on really easily, just pops back on into place like so. And then we've also got some controls and display on the top as well. We've got a power on off switch. We've got an LED display, and that displays things like crossover, volume, presets and other information on here as well. And then we've also got volume up and down, and then we've got the input for that microphone for setting up the subwoofer. Now there's not much to look at on the side, but I wanted to show you this really nice piano black gloss finish, and it really is a high gloss. You can see reflections in it really easily, and it's super high quality. The build quality on the SPL-800 Ultra is really something you've got to experience in person to understand. So this is the back of the subwoofer, and this is where all the controls and the various inputs and connections live. Now let's just deal with some of the main controls here. We've got the low pass crossover, and you're going to adjust this knob to select the frequency, and anything above that frequency is where the roll-off is going to occur, so the subwoofer is going to deal with frequencies at a certain level rather than your main speakers. We've also got a volume control. We've got volume control up and down. This lives on the front of the subwoofer as well, and this is where you can balance the output of the subwoofer with your main speakers in your system. We've also got an auto on-off switch, and this allows you to have the subwoofer constantly on, or to actually switch off automatically when it's inactive. Then we've got some inputs. We've got line inputs, we've got a low frequency input here as well, and you connect these jacks to the connections on your amplifier. We've also got speaker level input terminals, and you can connect these to your speaker output terminals of your amplifier or receiver, and if you use this method, when you go to the receiver speaker setup menu, you have to make sure that you select the large speaker option. Really important to make note of that. Then we've got the main power on off switch just here, and then we've got the input for the power cable. Now before I run through the setup procedure, I just want to run through some of the specifications on the SPL-800 Ultra. Now there are two others in the range, so three in total. There's the SPL-800 Ultra, the 1000 Ultra and the 1200 Ultra. and this one has got an 8-inch forward firing subwoofer, 2,400 watts dynamic, 1,200 watts RMS power, and a high pass crossover of 80 Hertz. Now the frequency response is 16 to 240 Hertz, so it goes all the way down to 16 Hertz, so very low frequencies. If you go up in the range to the 1000 Ultra, then that drops down to 13 Hertz, as does the 1200 Ultra. And you also get some additional gains in the higher end models of larger sort of size woofers on the front. Now the actual dimensions of this is 28 by 26.7 by 35.6 centimetres, and it weighs 15 kilograms, which is about 33 pounds. You do get a 3-year warranty with it as well, which is really good. 5 years for the actual drivers, so the electronics 3 years, 5 years on the actual driver unit. Now to set this up, I've got a sound pressure level meter, and we're going to connect this up to the amplifier now and set the levels so that we've got a reference level of 75 dB, and that means this is working at the same dB level as the rest of my speakers. Now there are various ways you can set up your speakers in your home cinema system. With the Velodyne SPL-800 Ultra, they do provide the microphone, so you can set this up with the microphone automatically. I prefer to do things manually. I've got my sound pressure level meter here, and I'm trying to hit 75 dB, and that equalises all my speakers across the same sort of level. Now I'm going to pop that down. You can see my Arcam AVR 400 in the background there, and I'm using the remote control to actually adjust the levels on the various speakers. So what you're going to hear now, and I'll show you this meter as well, are levels from some of my other speakers, so let's just set those going. And you can see the level meter rising. I'm trying to hit -5. I've got it set to 80. 80 minus 5. Let me just turn that off. So I've got it set to 80, and 80 minus 5 equals the 75 dB level that I'm trying to achieve. Now let's set to the subwoofer, and we're going to try and achieve 75 dB on the subwoofer by adjusting up and down on this remote here. So I'm going to adjust the levels up and down until I hit that correct level. And there we go, you can see there, -5, so that's the right level for the subwoofer, and that's using it with the volume set to 15, so that's going to be my sort of minimum level on the volume of the sub. So that's all set up. It's a really easy procedure, and we're now ready to go. I'm going to sit back and listen to some movies with the Velodyne SPL-800 Ultra, and then come back to you with my verdict. So I've done a good morning of testing with the Velodyne SPL-800 Ultra. Now I couldn't play you back the footage I was watching for copyright reasons, but I'll show you what I've been testing it with. I've got U571, really low frequencies when they set off those depth charges, and this was an absolute pleasure to watch with this subwoofer. The frequencies that this delivered, awesome. Absolutely awesome. It actually moves a lot of air. It's quite a small unit actually, but for the size of the unit it really does move a lot of air, and you can't tell where the subwoofer's positioned, but it delivers just brilliant low frequencies. So really pleased with that. Another one I always test subwoofers with is Saving Private Ryan. Brilliant film, and I've been really enjoying that. So that's really delivered a brilliant experience as well. And then probably the benchmark that I always test with is the Matrix. Now obviously the original Matrix has got the bullet time scene in it, so I've been testing it with that, and again I really can't fault how this has been performing. Now it's not cheap. The SPL-800 Ultra in the UK is going to cost you around about the £1,000 mark. The actual recommended retail price is £1,150. In the US, regular price is just under $1,000, but they've got a mega deal on this at the moment, $699 in the US. Now, I've used a lot of subwoofers in my time. My current one is a I think it's a Rel T5, something like that, and it's good. It is very good, but compared to this is in a different league. I love the fact that I can control the volume with the remote control, so if I want to really ramp up the low frequencies and sort of the bass sort of sound to my movies, then I can with that remote control if I wish to. If I want to leave it as it should be at that reference level, then it just blends in perfectly with my current speaker setup. To let you know what speakers I'm using, I'm actually using a Monitor Audio Radius system, and in combination with this, it really is a perfect match. So that's it for this video. Please do check out the links to Velodyne's website in the information underneath the video. Please do click that like button, please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.